Mediclaim or health insurance? A small mistake, a big hospital bill. Imagine the phone rings at 2 o'clock in the morning. Everyone in the house is asleep, but one call shakes the sleep, peace and savings of the entire family. A voice from the other side says, the patient will have to be admitted immediately. Within a few minutes, the family members are standing at the hospital's emergency gate, and the real fear starts right there. The doctor is talking about the treatment, but only one question is revolving in the family's mind. How much will the bill be, and will the insurance really work or not? Many people think that we have Mediclaim, meaning everything is safe. Some people say, we have health insurance, so there is no tension. But when the hospital's billing counter comes in front, then it is known that the name of the policy is not important, the function of the policy is important. This is where the curiosity begins. Are Mediclaim and health insurance really the same thing, or is there such a difference between the two, which not understanding can become your most expensive financial mistake? This story is not just about insurance. This is a story of that trust which we place on a document, but we forget to read its small conditions. In India, the cost of medical treatment is constantly putting pressure on families' budgets. An emergency surgery, ICU stay or long-term treatment can shake years of savings. That is why people take insurance, so that the financial backbone of the house does not break during an illness. But the problem arises when people buy a policy by looking at the premium, not by looking at the protection. The word Mediclaim is very old and common in our country. Many people call every health policy Mediclaim, just as every photocopy is called a Xerox. But in the practical language of the insurance market, Mediclaim is generally understood as a basic hospitalization cover. That is, when the patient is admitted to the hospital, the policy covers the expenses. On the other hand, health insurance is a large umbrella. In this, along with hospitalization, many extra protections can also be included, such as pre-hospitalization, post-hospitalization, daycare treatment, ambulance, OPD, maternity or critical illness support. Here, one thing is very important. Everything is not automatically included in every health insurance policy. What you will get and what you will not get always depends on the policy wording. Now understand this with a simple example. Suppose a person had to suddenly get appendicitis surgery done, and he was admitted to the hospital. If he has a basic Mediclaim style policy, then hospital room, surgery charges, doctor fee and some related expenses can be covered, according to the policy limit and conditions. But if tests were done before the surgery, follow-up medicine continued later, or recovery care was needed after coming home, then the coverage of these costs can be limited or unavailable in a basic policy. This is the place that makes health insurance broader. A good comprehensive policy understands both phases, inside and outside the hospital, because an illness does not start just from being admitted and does not end with discharge. But this does not mean that Mediclaim is useless. For a person with a low budget, a basic hospitalization cover is also much better than remaining without cover. The real question is not whether to take Mediclaim or health insurance. The real question is what your family's needs, city's treatment cost, age, medical history and budget say. Many times people get happy seeing a low premium, but later it is found that the room rent limit is very low, some illness is in the waiting period, or proportionate deduction has been applied to the claim. Even a small private room upgrade in the hospital can change the claim. If there is a room rent limit in the policy, then the effect of the deduction can also be on the rest of the bill. This is the reason why taking a decision while buying a policy by only looking at the sum insured is incomplete. You also have to understand sub-limits, co-pay, deductibles, waiting periods and exclusions. Co-pay means you will have to pay some part of the claim from your own pocket. Deductible means you will bear the expense up to a fixed amount, then the insurance will work. Now understand the cashless claim. Cashless does not mean that everything is free. It means the insurer directly settles the admissible claim amount to the hospital. If the hospital is in the insurer's network, the process is generally easy. But the final approval always depends on policy terms, documents and medical admissibility. Following the 𝐼RDAI's 2024 Health Insurance Master Circular, the emphasis on speeding up cashless claims has increased, and according to reports, insurers must provide quick decisions on cashless authorization requests and complete the discharge authorization within a stipulated time. The General Insurance Council also launched the Cashless Everywhere initiative, under which eligible policyholders can request a cashless facility even in non-network hospitals, but for this, one must follow policy terms, intimation timelines and insurer guidelines. This means that today the customer has more options than before, but the responsibility is also greater. Before going to the hospital, you should inform your family members about your insurance card, policy number and claim helpline information. Now let's talk about the waiting period. It is not the case that every illness gets covered as soon as you buy health insurance. Some policies have an initial waiting period. Some have a separate waiting period for specified diseases. And a waiting period can also be applicable for pre-existing diseases. In the 𝐼RDAI Insurance Products Regulations, 2024, the maximum waiting period for disclosed pre-existing diseases has been stated as up to 36 months, and the definition of a specific waiting period is also linked to this limit. This does not mean that hiding an illness will be beneficial. On the contrary, hiding things like diabetes, blood pressure, surgery history, or regular medicines can lead to a claim dispute. The biggest mistake in insurance is not the illness but hiding the illness. The insurer gives the policy after understanding the risk, and at the time of a claim, that same proposal form can go against you. Now understand the moratorium period in simple language. After completing a fixed long period of continuous coverage, the insurer cannot contest a claim on every matter, except in cases of established fraud. In the 2024 regulations, a moratorium period of 60 continuous months has been stated for health insurance, in which portability and migration can also be relevant. This is an important protection for the customer, but it does not mean that fraud or permanently excluded things will be covered. Honesty in a policy still remains the most important factor. The second big difference between Mediclaim and health insurance is seen in flexibility. A basic Mediclaim style plan is often limited to simple hospitalization. Add-ons or riders can be available in comprehensive health insurance. For example, critical illness, personal accident, maternity, OPD, home care, or wellness benefits. But one should not buy blindly even while taking add-ons. Not every add-on is useful, and not every family needs maternity or OPD cover. People also often misunderstand critical illness cover. It is not like an ordinary hospitalization claim. Instead, in many plans, it can be a benefit-based cover that gives a fixed amount upon a diagnosed illness. In conditions like cancer, kidney failure, or heart-related major illnesses, there can be income loss along with treatment costs. Therefore, critical illness cover can become a useful support for some families. Daycare treatment has also become important today. Due to modern technology, many procedures are completed without a 24-hour admission. In the olden days, surgery meant staying in the hospital for several days. Today, some treatments are done with a same-day discharge, so it is very important to look for daycare coverage in the policy. The matter of OPD coverage is different. The cost of doctor consultations, routine tests, and medicines occurs every month, but this is not included in every standard policy. If a family is going through medical conditions involving small children, elderly parents, or regular consultations, an OPD benefit can be useful, but the premium can also increase. Maternity cover also looks attractive, but it is necessary to read the waiting period, sublimit, and delivery-related conditions in it. A young couple should not take a policy just by seeing that maternity is included. They should also look at what the waiting period is and what the actual payable amount is. In a family floater plan, the entire family shares a common cover. This can be practical for a young nuclear family, but adding elderly parents to the same floater often increases both the premium and the claim risk. A separate senior citizen policy can be more practical for parents. While buying insurance for senior citizens, one should first understand co-pay, disease-wise limits, room rent, and existing illnesses. Many people depend on office group insurance. This is good support, but the protection can weaken as soon as there is a job change, retirement, or a change in company policy. Personal health insurance is necessary because illness does not come by looking at an employer's rules. If the job is gone, the group cover can also go, but a personal policy is your own. Now let's talk about the sum insured. A cover that seems sufficient in a small city might fall short in a metro hospital. Today, while choosing a policy, it is necessary to keep in mind family size, hospital preference, and medical inflation. A plan with only the lowest premium might fall weak during a future emergency. A restoration benefit also comes in many policies. This means that after one claim, the sum insured can be restored again according to the terms. This feature is useful, especially in a family floater, because two members might need treatment in the same year. No claim bonus is also important. If you have not claimed, the insurer can increase the cover in the form of a bonus or provide some benefit. But one should not take a low basic sum insured by looking at the bonus. The bonus is an extra cushion, not the foundation. Pay attention to policy renewal as well. Health insurance is a long-term relationship, not a one-time purchase. In the regulations, protections have been provided regarding the renewal of health insurance policies, and renewal should not be denied just because of making a claim, subject to stated conditions and exceptions. Portability is also a useful option for the customer. If the service from the current insurer is poor or you find a better plan, the policyholder can try to switch to another insurer with waiting period credits. But portability should not be done at the last minute. You have to give time to the documents, medical details, and the new insurer's underwriting process before the renewal date. Now let's go back to the story. The person standing at the hospital's billing counter is thinking why so much money is going out of his pocket even though he had taken insurance. In reality, he had taken the policy but did not understand it. He looked at the premium but did not look at the exclusions. He looked at the cover amount but did not read the room limit. He had considered Mediclaim to be complete health insurance. And this confusion gives a shock to many families at the time of a claim. The role of Mediclaim can be simple. If your budget is limited and you want at least hospitalization cover, a basic plan can be the starting protection. But if you want financial support throughout the entire journey of the illness, comprehensive health insurance can be a more sensible option. There is no universal answer here for which one is better. The better one is the one that fits correctly according to your age, income, family responsibility, and medical risk. While buying insurance, do not ask the advisor what the premium is. First, ask what expenses will be covered at the time of a claim. Then ask what expenses will not be covered. Because many times, the true face of the policy is hidden more in the exclusions than in the inclusions. Definitely read the customer information sheet in the policy document. It is meant to explain important benefits, exclusions, waiting periods, and the claim process in a short format. If you do not understand something, ask the agent for clarification in writing. A verbal promise does not work at the claim counter, written terms work. Trust is necessary in insurance, but blind trust can be expensive. Reading the document definitely feels boring, but a hospital bill can be much more painful than that. Taking insurance for tax benefits is not wrong, but taking insurance only to save tax is an incomplete decision. The first job of a policy is not tax saving, but family saving. Protecting your savings, gold, FD, and children's education fund at the time of an illness is its real purpose. One more important thing, claim rejection is not always the insurer's fault. Many times documents are incomplete, the treatment does not fall under the policy terms, or the disease is in the waiting period. Therefore, you should carefully keep safe the discharge summary, bills, prescriptions, reports, payment receipts, and investigation papers. If a reimbursement claim has to be made, the chain of documents should be clear. A missing paper seems like a small thing, but it can be a major reason for a claim delay. Now the question is what a typical family should do. First of all, understand your family's health history and hospital preference. Then decide whether a basic hospitalization cover is enough, or if a broader health insurance is needed, which includes pre-post hospitalization and other benefits. If the budget is very tight, a basic cover is better than having no cover at all, but as income increases, it is wise to upgrade the protection. If there are elderly parents, small children, or a risk of chronic disease in the house, the need for a comprehensive plan can be higher. If you are young and healthy, an early entry can give you an advantage. The premium can be relatively manageable, and waiting periods can also be completed in time. While taking a policy, always remember that insurance is not something to be bought after getting ill. It is a financial shield created before an illness arrives. The difference between Mediclaim and health insurance is not a difference of name, but a difference of planning. Mediclaim can provide basic help at the time of hospital admission, while comprehensive health insurance can handle the entire financial impact of an illness in a much wider way. But in both, the final truth is what is written in the policy document. The wording is more important than advertisements, an agent's words, or a brochure's headline. So next time when someone says, "I have Mediclaim, everything is covered," just ask one question: have you actually read your policy? Because in an emergency, the doctor starts the treatment, the hospital makes the bill, the insurer asks for documents, and the family finds out then how strong their protection was. Illness does not come with a warning, but financial preparation can be done in advance. The right policy is not the one that seems the cheapest today. The right policy is the one that does not leave your family alone on the most difficult day. Therefore, before choosing between Mediclaim and health insurance, look at the protection, not the premium. Understand the coverage, not the name. And most importantly, do not just buy the policy, understand it and adopt it.
This video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.